I think the biggest news I heard in these couple of days yeah, I think the biggest news I heard in a couple of days was the Disney senior vice president of was it business or marketing? Yeah, that guy who admitted that something about they don't hire white guys for a certain role. They confirmed that. Yeah, so yeah, it was like, yeah, you know, we don't hire for a certain role and stuff like that. That undercover thing was crazy. I know it's like it was from James O'Keefe, right? I think he was he was the head of some other group before, and then he got fired or something. What happened? I don't know what happened to his other group. I think he got sued or fired or something. Something happened to the other group. So this is his new group. The only thing I'm more curious about, honestly, compared to the news, is it really shocking? Not really. With how Disney is these days, like the product they put out, with how the I don't know, how the Star Wars, the whole thing, all the movies and live actions, whatever they put out, I don't think it's a surprise that these people are hiring based off a certain characteristics, you know, based on race, based on gender, and whatever. I think it's not really a surprise they actually do that. I mean, okay, sure, admitting it's kind of a shock. Whether what he said is true or not, it's debatable. I'm more surprised that he even talk about this so openly, you know. I think the underage are supposed to go on a date, or they didn't mention they go on a date, so they met on Hinge. Wait, how do you even target people? How do you even like a target match with someone on Hinge? That I'm curious about. Like, does she just like select all the criteria just to target them? How do they know he's even on Hinge? Wait, I have so many questions. How did they even find this guy on the dating app? Honestly, I'm not even sure how that works. I never use like Hinge or anything like that, so I'm not sure. Like, can you like select someone on Hinge to pair up with them, or like how do you even see? I feel like this is a more question about how this was even set up to begin with that I'm having a question with. Like, how do you select the guy to begin with? Like, do you just match with random people, or just kept swiping until you know you found someone that you know holds a position? Or it's just like he was targeted from the beginning, or do they just cast like a wide net and then catch whatever they can? Like, how are these girls that are undercover agents? How, like, do they go on multiple dates with different like CEOs and people, and they would just go on date with her? Like, is she really pretty? Like, what I don't know, like, how does this even happen? And is this their first date, or have they gone on multiple dates already? This can't be like a first date. Like, would you talk about this kind of stuff in first date? Like, have they had like any physical interactions? You know, like, how far does these undercover agents have to go in order to get them to talk about it? Do they have to sleep together? Do they have to? Yeah. Like, do they sleep together, or like what? I don't even know what. Like, how did this whole setup even happening? Like, and also, does she record every single date they have? Probably, until something slip, right? And they kind of edit it, cut it into whatever. And how much info was she leading him to? And I don't even know. Like, this is like more. I think how did this undercover thing even happen? That's more intrigues me even more, right? Like, have people not wonder about that? Like, how did this even set up to begin with? And of course, people are questioning the legitimacy of it, like whether he was just lying about it on the first. But I don't think he was lying about it, because I don't see any point of like lying about this to sleep with someone. Like, talking about this, does that really impress the girl? But also that begs the question of maybe she's leading him into answer it this way because, and then he thinks that this is something she'll like to hear, so he can sleep with her. But you have to like kind of feel odd. Is it? I don't know. Like, would you go to that length like to talk about this? Like, does this kind of stuff like work on actual dates? Like, let's say that if the girl is not like an undercover agent, and do you think like having him talk about this stuff actually bring them like will seal the deal? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how did this topic even come up, and for him to talk like this, it's gonna help him sleep with her. So there's so many questions. There's so many questions to be answered. So for people that think this is absolute truth and something like that, I don't know. I think it's true because of how Disney works, and of course I have friends in the animation industry, even though they don't work at Disney, but I think they have associations with DreamWorks. So I kind of get the idea that, okay, this is probably how the animation industry kind of goes these days. And of course, they are very focused on a certain, let's say, topics comparing to like actual telling a good story, you know. And of course, I don't know, just there's so many like screwed up stories, and then there's so many things my friend told me about the whole animation industry currently, and it's kind of screwed up. It's kind of screwed up, especially towards like cultural appropriation and stuff like that, and then to be honest, like, it's kind of borderline racist and how they want to approach the so-called cultural appropriation, where they kind of disregard, like, they have like a certain, for example, for Asians, they have like a certain mode for Asians supposed to be, and they think that what they think Asian is, that's cultural appropriation, instead of letting the artist, which my friend is an actual Asian, decide what a character should look like. So when they try not to be racist, they kind of being extremely racist, if that makes sense. So basically they have, okay, so basically what I'm saying is that they kind of force a certain stereotypes onto people, right? They think that what they're having is not a stereotype, when in fact they're actually enforcing the stereotypes onto people, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm not surprised that. So is it true what the Disney guy was saying? Oh my god, what's his name? Jelano? Shoot, Michael? Is it Michael Jelano? I don't remember anymore. Whatever, but whatever that guy said, is it true? It could be. I think that probably 80% of it is true. I mean, probably did happen when his PR people telling you that, yeah, we're not hiring white male for this role. Then is it true? Probably, you know, probably. Most likely it is, but I think that there could be some exaggerations in between to make it seem more severe than it is. Whether he's drunk or not, I don't know. But he did. I think that there's some underlining, like he was like a little bit pissed because he didn't get like a certain promotion because he's not considered. Well, he's still considered a white male, I guess. I think that's what happened. But I don't know. I don't really like talking about this kind of stuff. But this is related to animation, and my friend, it's kind of in that field, so I kind of feel like kind of know a little bit, but not to that extent. But I think this is like a worthy topic to talk about. especially with how Disney is these days, you know. So I think, yeah. So in conclusion, it's a not so surprising, like a surprise, not so surprise kind of a thing. It's like, ah, okay. I mean, yeah, it happens. And that's what I think. It's like, I mean, are people really surprised? Not really, you know. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's legit. I mean, that's legit. It's like I think people are kind of pretend to be surprised when I don't think anyone's surprised this is happening. I mean, that's what I think. And yeah.